So I basically agree with everything that Egyptian guy just said. The Muslims have brought this on themselves. And the idea that Brits are a pathological people with a predisposed proclivity for Islamophobia is absolute nonsense. We've been incredibly tolerant and welcoming, and in return we've received a hostile minority who seek to dominate us, something they admit to.
20 years ago, there were no Pakis here, no one was doing nothing. But now, the Pakis have made a stamp, man, trust, you know what I mean? Now, think 20 years ahead, boy, fuck knows, man, this is going to be Pakistan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Friends, Assalamu alaikum. Although I'm now Minister for Justice, working alongside the Lord Chancellor, Jack Straw, who sends his good wishes, I was until 3 weeks ago Minister for International Development. It's also been a privilege working with Islamic Relief, Muslim Aid, Muslim Hands and many others. Come on, a round of applause for the Muslim NGOs. My work as International Development Minister has resulted over the next 3 years with the UK assisting Bangladesh to the tune of £370 million, Pakistan inshallah £480 million, Palestine inshallah £243 million, Yemen in excess of £100 million, not to mention Sudan and Somalia. I'm proud of the achievements of the Muslims of this country from '97. In 1997 we got our first Muslim MP. In 2001 we had 2 Muslim MPs. In 2005 we had 4 Muslim MPs. Inshallah in 2009-10 we'll have 8 Muslim MPs. In 2014 we'll have 16 Muslim MPs. At this rate, the whole Parliament will be Muslim. But you know we've got 4 Muslim MPs, there should be 20 Muslim MPs in Parliament, and inshallah very shortly we'll see that. And I'm confident, as Britain's first Muslim Minister, that inshallah in the next 30 years or so, we'll see a Prime Minister in this country who happens to share my faith.
We're witnessing a demographic invasion organised by our political establishment, and for that reason, the blame truly lies with the government. After all, you can't really blame Muslims for wanting a better life, for wanting to come to Britain and subsequently seeking more political power and influence. It's completely natural for a group to work in their own interests. And I think it's naive to expect them to assimilate. Why would they? They're proud of their heritage and they see no reason to drop who they are to adopt a foreign identity. Again, this is very normal. Brits don't integrate when they live abroad either. But these realities of human behaviour mean that taking a large group of people with a totally alien culture and dropping them into a different and new society is gonna cause problems. Because the hosts will not want to be governed by outsiders. They won't want their freedoms curbed or their safety threatened, nor will they desire to sacrifice their cultural norms for the benefit of a foreign group. And when that group acts with hostility and violence as Muslims do, it is only natural that the host group becomes defensive and eventually retaliates. All of this, everything we're seeing, is the outcome of normal human group behaviour. Behaviour that our government has tried to ignore. They thought us malleable. They thought they could mould us into a new multicultural utopia. They thought if they repeated the phrase, diversity is our strength enough, that they could override the evolutionary group survival mechanisms of human beings. This is a failed social experiment. Societies exist as single organisms, people within themselves working together in cooperation. Our shared culture is the language which binds us together and enables us to function as a whole. And this language is now being destroyed, perhaps malevolently or out of sheer incompetence. Whichever the case, the establishment and the mainstream media now seem to be scratching their heads, wondering what went wrong, completely perplexed that such a horrific incident took place. Fucking idiots. This attack was entirely preventable. If we had only had sensible immigration policies that took into account how societies actually work, that acknowledged the importance of social cohesion and sought to preserve our culture to provide it, this would have been avoided. But they didn't do that, did they? They flooded the country with fucking Muslims. It really is as if they wanted us to start killing each other. And whilst I don't like to pretend I'm a mind reader, I don't like to assume the motivations of my political opponents, but I just can't buy it that people like Tony Blair and David Cameron didn't see this coming. They must have known people would start tearing each other apart eventually. So as I said at the beginning of this video, things are going to escalate and things are going to get worse. And whilst we can say that the Muslims aren't completely innocent in all of this, it's the people who have been letting them colonize our country that are to blame. The blood is on the hands of the political establishment. These people, it doesn't really matter if they meant to do this or not. Their actions are killing us, and they deserve to be strung up regardless.
this wonderful feeling. Juggling through and dealing. Who's gonna make it easy now? Who will find this wonderful feeling?
Hey!
But pussy tech now.